I think I'm live. Okay. So question I got today was wanted me to go over RVM. I think I've done videos before that about this before, but I'm going to do RVMs again. So welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I'm Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping and wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing how to grow your business. So talking about RVM, which is a ringless voicemail. Somebody wants to know what service I use. What do you say on the ringless voicemail? How do you stay safe from litigators and do not calls? Okay, there's a lot to unpack. I will try to fit it in 10 minutes. So a couple things. So I use multiple marketing channels, right? Right now I'm doing 5. I'm doing mail. I'm doing cold calling. I am doing texting. I do RVM, ringless voicemail, we're talking about today, and I do pay-per-click also. Now, to me, ringless voicemail is the most set-it-and-forget-it system you're going to use. So I use a service called Message Communications. Now, if you look at their interface, it looks like something that came out of the 1960s. It's old. It looks crappy, but it works. Now, a couple of things. This RVM thing is sort of a... Let me tell you how I got into it, and then let me explain more. So, Sean Terry had an RVM thing when I first saw it about 4 years ago. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Oh, it's amazing. This thing automatically makes calls for you. Just get deals. And he used a private version of Stratix Networks. But it was expensive. He used to charge you for drops, even though Stratix doesn't charge you. But it's okay. I got a deal I couldn't believe it, but I got a $70,000 wholesale deal out of it. I almost couldn't believe it. So I realized that could work, but I hated Stratix Networks. Now remember, I have a degree in engineering, and I still could not figure out how to use this thing. So somebody turned me on to Message Communications. Much simpler, easier to use. And talking to people in the industry, I realized a couple things. I realized that even when I was using Stratix, which is supposedly this high-end ringless voicemail, what ringless voicemail really tries to do is to drop a message in your mailbox, in your cell mailbox. But how does it do that? It doesn't just drop it in. It calls the number and then immediately, like a half a second later, calls it again. So the number should be busy, so it drops it in. That doesn't always work. So people were telling me, you called me 4 times, you keep calling me, and I didn't understand. My phone is ringing. I'm like, this is ringless voicemail. It's called RVM, right? What's the R for? Ringless. So it's not a perfect system. Message Communications is even more open about the fact that they're going to call, and it's going to try to leave a message, but it may or may not work. Okay, I'm fine with that. It's relatively inexpensive. I think I pay $875 for like 125,000 minutes calling out. I dump a bunch of numbers into it and I just let it go. Now, what do you say on the outbound message? First of all, I would recommend that you use a female voice for this. You get less people. The most important thing I can tell you even before I start is do not answer the return calls live. Do not. The most pissed off messages you're ever going to get are for people that got a message dropped in their voicemail. So, outgoing message, female voice, say something as simple as, hey, we're looking to buy a house in your area. Don't give your company name. Hey, this is Michelle. We're looking to buy a house in your area. If you're interested in selling, call me at a number. Specific number only for RVMs, right? You should use a dedicated number so you can track this. Now, here's the important thing that somebody told me. Don't answer those calls live. When they call back, it's the same female voice saying almost the same message. Hey, thanks for calling. Sorry we can't be here. Again, we're looking to buy houses in your area. If you are interested in selling, leave us your name, your phone number, and the address. If you're not interested, don't leave. You don't have to leave a message. Now, as stupid and as simple as that sounds, it cuts down on so many pissed off messages. Now, I still get a couple of pissed off messages here and there, but doing those, so there's a couple of things there. Number one, do not answer the calls live. Number 2, use a female female voice for both the outbound and the inbound call. And number 3, make sure that she says something at the end that says, if you're not interested in selling, you don't have to leave a message. Now, you're going to get people that call you and are all hot to try and all pissed off. And then when they hear that, they're like, yeah, why the hell do I have to waste my time to leave a message? And they don't have. That's fine. They don't. Also, very important, you're going to get a lot of hang-ups from these. Same as cold calling. You're going to get a lot of hang-ups. In my opinion, and if you're new, you may not want to do this, 99, if not 100% of those hang-ups are people who just saw a missed call on their phone. I, for a while, was calling people back, and that was a huge waste of my time. I didn't get anybody who even was remotely close to being a seller, right? There's a lot of people today, when they see a missed call, they call right back. So they call right back, and then you call them, and what they say is, sell a house. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I just saw a missed call. So for me, it's not worth it. Now, if you're new and you have stuff to do, call those people back if you want. But just be prepared for 99 to 99.9% of them saying, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Okay. That is the basics of it. Again, message communication is not that hard to use. Pretty much drop a CSV or an Excel file with just phone numbers in it. You're not even putting in other information, so they can't link a number to an address, and you're going to get them back, and you're just going to look. They go into my CRM whenever they call that number. It's a dedicated number. That's every one of my marketing channels has a dedicated number to it. They call that number, and you're not going to. Don't expect 100 leads from it, but you can expect a few leads. Right? I get a few deals from it. How many RVM deals do I get? Let me look at the last. Hold on. I have one out of my last 20 deals was an RVM deal. But it's easy. It's really not expensive. It's probably $500 a month. I get one deal out of it. My average deal is 35, 40 grand. It's a huge moneymaker. But it's important to understand that people are going to call you and say, take me off my list. So a system like Message Communications has a DNC list on it. I take them. Anybody that says, don't call me again, I'll take them off the list. But to my knowledge, the only state that it's illegal to use RVMs is Florida. So don't use RVMs in Florida. In other states, you can use it. But you need to understand there are litigators out there. Right? So it's very important that A, you don't put the company name or your name on either the outbound message or the incoming message. B, when somebody calls you, you need to be aware of somebody that's just trying to pry for information. So same thing with cold calling. I know a guy out of Kansas City who got sued. They went to, I don't think he used Message Communications. He used, I think, Roar is another service that does it, ROOR. And Roar, they subpoenaed them. Roar gave the information, so they knew how much he was doing. It was a little bit crazy, and he had to settle out for a 5-figure number, which sucks. And this guy was like, don't use RVMs anymore. And I'm like, I'll still use RVMs. Even if I get sued and have to pay something, it probably still pays for itself. So my personal opinion, in all marketing, you are open for crazy suits, right? You can't really get sued for mail, but I've gotten complaints from mail to the Better Business Bureau that they were on the do not mail list. There is no such thing as a do not mail list, right? The government owns the post office. They want you to send as much mail and spend as much money on postage as possible. If I sent you 400 letters today and every day, right? The worst that could happen to me is that somebody can call me and say, please stop doing it. I can't get sued. It's not harassment. There's no such thing. You don't like the mail? Throw it in the garbage. Nobody should be willing to spend excess amounts of postage for something. And everybody can throw whatever mail they get. So you probably won't get sued for mail, but everything else that you do, you can get sued. Well, not inbound marketing like PPC, but I don't live my life, worried about suits. I understand that I've never really been sued for marketing yet, but I assume at some point I will be, and that's fine, right? And there will be some kind of stupid settlement that I may have to pay, possibly. I don't want to get sued, but if you run your business afraid of lawsuits, I think, right, and the biggest mistake people make is they ask an attorney. Now, most attorneys are not businessmen, and most attorneys are going to answer any question you give them with a belt and suspenders type of answer, right? Their job is to keep you out of liability. So I would not ask an attorney about this. I would just understand. You can scrub on Message Communications or any of the outgoing RVM platforms for DNC lists. So if somebody's on the DNC list, you can call them or not call them. It's up to you. And then a lot of places have litigator lists. You can throw those in there and get those numbers out of there too. You can buy the litigator list. It's not hard. So I would say I wouldn't worry about those things, but you can be careful for it. But that's the basics of RVM, right? It's, to me, I would guess I get 6 deals a year out of it, and it costs me $6,000. I mean, it's my highest return on investment, right? I would love to get 100 deals from it, right? But maybe I'm calling the wrong numbers. I don't know. So my personal opinion is that it's a great system. It's easy to use. It's not expensive. It gives great return on ad spend or return on investment. But do those things I told you. Use a female voice. Use an inbound message that's very similar to the outbound message, and make sure on the incoming message you say, if you're not interested in selling, you don't have to leave a message. That cuts down on a lot of pissed off people who are going to scream at you that you don't need to listen to because it's a waste of time. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in finding out about one-on-one coaching that I offer, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. What else? Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any of the media channels, please click the thumbs up. The likes really help my SEO, my search engine optimization. A lot more people watching my videos, and that's been great. Oh, and please keep the comments coming. I post 5 times a week. I don't always know what to say. This is a topic I covered, but I probably covered it 2 years ago. So I'm happy. If you have any questions, I'm happy to do new videos on it. If it's something, you can ask any question. It doesn't even have to be about anything that's in the video you're watching. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered before or recently, I'll send you links to videos on it. And if it's something new, I'll do a new video on it. I really appreciate everybody who's been watching. I've been getting great feedback. Thank you very, very much.